Right now, somewhere on this planet, a road exists with no guardrails, no pavement, and a drop of 3,000 feet. And every single day, people drive it. That is not the most dangerous thing on Earth. Not even close. This planet has already built everything humans think they invented. Skyscrapers made of mud, highways made of salt, floating cities made of reeds, and a fire that has been burning for over 50 years in the middle of a desert with no one feeding it. These places are not accidents. They are not anomalies. Every single one of them is a solution. Nature solving physics, humans solving survival. And the edge of the possible is not a wall. It is a door that someone, somewhere, has already walked through. Before this video ends, you will understand what keeps a fire burning in an empty desert for half a century. You will understand what engineers built across ground that swallows everything, including the ground itself. And you will understand why the most extreme places on this planet are not the edges of the world. They are someone's home. The Qiantang River runs east toward the sea, the way rivers do. But on certain days, the sea refuses to accept it. What happens next on the Qiantang has no equivalent anywhere on Earth. A wall of water, sometimes 6 feet high, sometimes higher, advances upstream against the current. Not a wave rolling in from the side. A wall, moving at the speed of a running horse. Carrying the full force of the East China Sea inland against a river that is actively flowing the opposite direction. The surface ahead of the bore is completely calm. No ripple, no warning. And then, the horizon moves, 800 kilometers into the Taklamakan desert, a desert whose name, in the local language, translates to something close to, "You go in, you do not come out." There is a village, Daria Boyi. In autumn, the populous Euphratica trees that ring it turn gold. It is one of the most isolated inhabited places in Asia. But here is what the Taklamakan has not managed to kill: the bread. A woman presses dough flat, wraps it, and pushes it into the sand. Not beside a fire, not on a stone heated by flame. Into the sand itself. The sand at depth maintains a consistent temperature, hot enough, stable enough to bake bread more evenly than most conventional ovens. The desert is not the enemy here. It is the infrastructure. Every civilization needs fresh water, shelter, and solid ground. What do you build when you have none of those things, and you have to stay? 12,500 feet above sea level. The air here is thin enough that a brisk walk leaves most people gasping. And on this lake, there are islands. Not islands of rock, not islands of earth. Islands woven entirely from totora reeds, cut, layered, compressed, and bound. Floating on water with no anchor to any ground at all. The Uros people have lived here for centuries, and what keeps their islands from sinking is not a structure. It is a process. Every island decays from below. The submerged reeds rot continuously and must be rebuilt from underneath while life carries on above. The island you see today is not the island that existed 6 months ago. Every plank, every layer, every step is in permanent replacement. Off the coast of Norway, a narrow channel connects two bodies of water. It does not look dangerous. Every 6 hours, billions of cubic feet of seawater must pass through it. And the channel is 490 feet wide. What emerges is the strongest tidal current on Earth, 25 miles per hour, and within it, maelstroms up to 33 feet across. Not ocean-scale vortices. Precise, rotating depressions, each one a hydraulic machine, a clock that resets 4 times a day. Local fishermen know the schedule. They have always known it, because inside a maelstrom, the fish cannot escape. The most violent water on Earth is also, quietly, a fishing spot. 7 miles off the English coast, rising from flat grey water, structures that look like nothing built for peaceful purposes. The Maunsell Army sea forts were built during World War II. Steel legs, connected platforms, gun towers, dropped into the open sea. Permanently. After the war, they were abandoned. And then, in 1967, a man named Paddy Roy Bates sailed to one of them, claimed it, and declared a nation. The Principality of Sealand issued passports. It drafted a constitution, and in 1978, it repelled an armed invasion. The most improbable country in history was a corroding Dwi-gun platform, and it still technically exists. In the Qaidam Basin, there is a lake, but you cannot swim in it, because it is not water. The surface is solid salt, 50 to 60 feet thick, and across 20 miles of it, there is a road. Not a road built on salt, a road that is salt. The Qarhan Salt Bridge, the 10,000 Zhang Salt Bridge, carries heavy freight trains and trucks across a natural mineral deposit so dense it holds them without complaint. The engineers did not overcome the terrain. They used it. Some dunes here rise 300 meters, higher than the Eiffel Tower, and they make noise, not wind noise. A deep, resonant booming, as if something vast is vibrating beneath the sand, produced by the avalanching of grains across the dune face. At the base of these dunes, there are lakes, green ones, red ones, violet ones. No river feeds them, no stream reaches them. Science has not fully explained why they exist. But in 1755, monks built a temple beside one of them. and it has been continuously maintained for over 250 years. There is a road in northern Pakistan that has no name in any safety manual, because the people who made safety manuals have presumably never seen it. Fairy Meadows Road is unpaved. It has no guardrails. On one side, the mountain. On the other, nothing, for 3,000 feet. And here is the thing about this road. It does not lead anywhere strategic. It leads to a meadow, a camping ground, beneath the south face of Nanga Parbat. People drive this road by choice. On the other side of the mountains, Hunza Valley opens in spring with apricot trees in full blossom, pink against vertical granite, and below them, a lake the color of a swimming pool that should not exist in a mountain gorge. Attabad Lake formed in 2010 when a landslide dammed the Hunza River, 14 years old, the most improbable turquoise water in Asia. Made by catastrophe. The city was old before most European nations existed. Shibam, the Manhattan of the desert, rises 5 to 11 stories from a flat Yemeni plain. Every building is load-bearing mud brick. No steel, no concrete, no internal frame. Each year, workers climb the towers and apply a fresh layer of mud plaster. This is not maintenance. This is structural. Skip a season and the tower begins to dissolve back into the desert. These are not old buildings being preserved. They are buildings being continuously rebuilt in the same material, in the same form, the same way they have been built for 1,600 years. In the jungle of Papua, the Korowai build their homes in the sky. Not high, high. 20 feet, 60 feet, 165 feet above the jungle floor. As high as a 15-story building, built onto living trees, accessed by a single notched log. The easy explanation is flooding, or animals. But the real reason the Korowai built this high was defense against other human groups. The logic is identical to a medieval castle on a hill, altitude as protection. The jungle floor belongs to everything that might want to reach you. The canopy belongs to those willing to climb. There are places on this planet that do not look like this planet. Viveria is one of them. The ground here is orange and yellow, not from paint, not from algae, from jarosite, a sulfate mineral formed under conditions of intense volcanic heat and acid. In 2004, the Mars Opportunity rover identified jarosite on the surface of Mars. The same mineral, the same geological chemistry. Standing at Feria is the closest a human being can get to standing on another planet without leaving Earth. The Spiti Valley in the Indian Himalayas receives almost no rain. The rock here is dry and angular. The cold is long. And somewhere on the far side of this valley, if you look carefully at the cliff face, something does not belong. It resolves slowly. Walls, towers, a fortress built into the rock, on a razor spur above a 1,000-foot drop. Mud and timber so precisely matched to the cliff color that it vanishes from distance. Dunker was built not despite this cliff, but because of it. It is simultaneously a monastery, a military fortress, and, crucially, a water collection system. The architecture channels every drop of Spiti Valley's minimal rainfall. It is not a building on the edge of survival. It is a building designed by survival. Beneath Europe's largest glacier, there are rooms. Not caves in any conventional sense. Tunnels carved by geothermal water moving through the base of the ice. tunnels that exist only in winter when the melt stops and the walls harden. Inside the Anaconda Cave, the ceiling curves like the inside of a vast blue lung. There is no light source in there. The blue is not a reflection. Glacier ice, compressed over centuries, loses almost all its air. Dense, airless ice absorbs every wavelength of light except blue. The color you are seeing is not light. It is time. Every shade of blue in that tunnel is a measure of how long ago that ice was snow. There is a bridge across the Hunza River in Gilgit-Baltistan. It is made of rope and wood. The planks have gaps between them. Large gaps. Below those gaps is a river moving fast enough to pull a person under in seconds. The bridge sways. The far bank is the destination. This bridge is not a tourist attraction, it is infrastructure. It connects two communities that have no other crossing point. School children cross it every morning. The bridge that looks like a death trap to an outsider is, to the people who use it, simply the way to get from one side of the valley to the other. What is impossible from the outside is ordinary from within. That is the thing this film has been building to. Every place you have seen, every island with no ground, every road with no edge, every village inside a desert that kills, is someone's ordinary. The mountains of Haidashan are black. Not grey, not dark brown. Black. The specific, deep black of iron and manganese desert varnish that has accumulated on their surface over millions of years. Desert varnish accumulates at 1 millimeter per 1,000 years. The black you are seeing on these mountains represents millions of years of chemistry. Against the pale sand at their base, wind-blown grains cascade down the black face in what looks exactly like a waterfall. One church on this planet can only be reached by climbing a sheer vertical sandstone cliff with no ropes. It has been there for 1500 years. Who built it, and how do worshippers still get there today? The climb to Abuna Yamata-gu begins on a ledge 8,200 feet above sea level. There are no ropes, no harness, no safety equipment of any kind. The absence of equipment is not negligence, it is theology. The community considers the climb an act of faith. The danger is part of the devotion. Inside, on carved stone walls, 5th century frescoes are intact. The inaccessibility that terrifies outsiders is what preserved them. 1,500 years of worshippers have crossed this cliff continuously. The most protected art in Africa is protected by a drop. On the big island of Hawaii, the ground is being made. Not eroded, not shaped, made. Hawaii is the fastest growing land on Earth. Every black square of cooled lava you see was open ocean before the eruption reached it. "50 meters from the active flow, a dense green rainforest stands untouched. The island will eventually be the largest of the Hawaiian chain. This is not destruction, this is construction, in real time, at geological pace." The first time we showed you Dunker Monastery, it was midday. The building was grey, like the cliff. Watch what sunset does to stone. The mud and timber walls absorb heat during the day. Every wall, every surface, acts as a thermal battery and release it through the night. The building that looks like the mountain is using the mountain's physics to survive the mountain's winter. The Martian landscapes in The Martian were filmed here. So were the Arrakis sequences in Dune. Filmmakers come to Wadi Rum not to simulate another planet, but because it is already that planet. The red sand is Nubian sandstone. The arches above it formed over millions of years as softer rock eroded away. What remains is a skeleton, the bones of an ancient landscape stripped to its most essential geometry. In Italy, in the Dolomites, a different ocean skeleton stands vertical. The Bivacco Buffa di Perero, the loneliest house in the world, is a World War I emergency shelter built into a sheer limestone cliff face. Access: iron rungs drilled into vertical rock. The red sand of Wadi Rum and the white limestone of the Dolomites are both sedimentary rock, both created by ancient seabeds. The Valley of the Moon and the loneliest house in the world were built from the same ocean, an ocean that no longer exists. At 4,900 meters above sea level, the weather is below you. Clouds form in the valley, storms move through the passes, and above them, Tilicho Lake sits in absolute stillness, encircled by snow-capped Annapurna peaks, mirroring the sky so precisely that the image is symmetrical. There is a form of extreme that is not violence. Not heat, not depth, not danger. It is stillness so complete it feels impossible. From altitude, the Qaidam Basin mineral extraction fields look like an accident of color. Turquoise, emerald, amber, pools of color arranged across white salt flat. Vivid enough to look post-processed. They are not. The colors come from lithium and potassium salts in solution, the same materials inside every rechargeable battery on Earth. The most beautiful lake in China is the raw material supply for the device in your pocket. In Ethiopia's Afar Triangle, the chemistry is not beautiful. It is hostile. The Danakil Depression sits at the meeting point of three tectonic plates, below sea level, in one of the hottest regions on Earth. Neon green acidic pools. Yellow sulfur crusts, active lava lakes. The ground that swallows you if you stop moving is called permafrost. Below the Qinghai Tibet Plateau, the ground is frozen, but it is not stable. Heat from infrastructure sinks into it. The ice inside the ground melts. The ground sinks, and the railway disappears with it. Engineers solve this with thermosiphon cooling pipes, passive devices installed beside and beneath the tracks that pull heat out of the ground in warm months and prevent it from accumulating. No electricity, no moving parts. The most ambitious railway on Earth is kept stable by thermodynamics alone. There is a fire that has been burning continuously for over 50 years in the middle of a desert. With no one feeding it. What keeps it alive? In 1971, a Soviet drilling team was working in the Karakum Desert. The ground beneath the rig collapsed. The gas pocket below vented directly into the open air. They lit it, to burn it off. They expected it to take a few weeks. It has not stopped burning. The Darvaza gas crater, the gates of hell, outlasted the Soviet Union that accidentally made it. Every place in this film was called impossible by someone who had never been there. The people who live at these edges did not conquer their environment. They listened to it. Long enough to hear what it was offering. The fire does not know it is impossible. It simply burns.